A deputy U.S. Marshal, according to the report, spies on his exes, utilizes official government equipment, and spies on his previous romantic interest. Okay, let's get into it. This is based on devices that are able to be tracked. The deputy U.S. Marshal, his name is Adrian Pena, was charged in a 14-count indictment with misconduct dating back to 2016. Officials say he misused the service provided by Securus Technologies for personal reasons while assigned to a task force in the Uvalde County Sheriff's Office, one of the law enforcement agencies now under intense scrutiny after the mass shooting. Now, we searched for an actual verified photo of this individual. We could not find one. One may be provided later, okay? Here's part of the problem. They never want to really make an example out of their own. They don't want to send a message to the rest of law enforcement that this will not be tolerated. Now, I guarantee you this would have been, let's say, head of the Piru Bloods or Crip, right? Or Gangster Disciple or something. This would have been a press conference, pictures posted everywhere. You could not find any place where a mugshot was not located if this was a non-law enforcement person. So he's been charged with 11 counts of obtaining confidential phone records, 2 counts of false statements, and 1 count of falsification of a record as part of his job with the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force. This federal agent had access to a database that allowed users to look up the location of cell phones. I want you to think about how deep this is. While the database was supposed to only be used for legitimate law enforcement work, this federal agent used it on numerous occasions to obtain location data associated with the cell phones of his personal associates, including individuals whom Pena had been in a personal relationship and their spouses, according to the indictment. The man literally had access to a database that many of us didn't even know existed. You mean to tell me you don't need a warrant for that? There's more. It wasn't immediately clear why it took nearly 5 years to charge this federal agent, during which time he apparently remained a paid employee while under investigation, and they had active knowledge that he was engaged in this kind of criminal activity. Officials charged that when Pena was confronted and questioned in 2017 by the Justice Department Office of the Inspector General, he lied and claimed he did not use the database for personal reasons. He allegedly said he had occasionally accessed the database to help friends find their cell phones or to assess whether the system was working properly, okay? So he actually admitted he misused it. He says, oh, come on guys, no. I was trying to help my friends find their cell phones, okay? You need to download the cell phone Find Me app, okay? You're utilizing a sophisticated, actually classified to some level, everybody does not have access to it, government database in order to spy on your friends. Now here's the other thing, I don't buy this story from the inspector. I don't think they really believed him. I think they just wanted him to say something on record and allow him to continue to do his job. Because these are investigators investigating investigators, right? So you mean to tell me that you all are so piss poor at your job as an investigator that his simple as ridiculous answer was all that was needed for you to not investigate him for what he did in 2017? Makes no sense. Asked specifically if he used the system to find the location of a family member, friend, or former girlfriend. The law enforcement, the federal agent said no, which prosecutors alleged was a lie. After he was questioned by the agents, he allegedly set up a face-to-face meeting with one of the people whose phone he had traced and persuaded her to sign a document stating that she gave him permission to look up her phone information. The indictment alleges that the written statement was false and designed to obstruct the investigation into the federal agent's conduct. All right. Pena skirted that requirement by uploading documents that had nothing to do with the authorization. So you're supposed to have an authorization document. There's a protocol. So what he did is he uploaded documents, and these documents either had nothing to do with the actual action he committed, or they were blank pages, because he knew there was no protocol to check. There was no oversight. So you have a couple of failures here. One, a corrupt ass cop, okay? Two, a system that decided not to provide proper oversight per mandate. All right, A.B., thoughts on this?
Yeah, see, this is really scary, and this is how we get wrongful convictions, right? When you have police officers that can just do what they want and use whatever materials they want to get confessions and affidavits and stuff like that. That is extremely scary, despite the fact that you was using it to spy on somebody who clearly don't want to mess with you no more. I can see why they're not fooling with you no more. But I think that every case that this man's name is on needs to be reviewed, because we don't know what other corruption he has been involved in. You don't just do stuff like this one time. You use it to get your way, and I'm sure he's gotten his way plenty of times. I'm pretty sure some people sitting in jail right now who shouldn't be sitting in jail, but it's because of him. So I really hope they do a thorough investigation. We know the reality is it's gonna probably, slip through the cracks a little bit, but yeah. I really hope somebody gets on top of it. And anybody who his name is on their case, I hope you get a good lawyer and they review your case and they review it thoroughly.
That's right. And listen, you cannot assume that this guy is only corrupt in this area. That would be a ridiculous assumption. This person is rotten to the core. You have to now investigate all of the previous cases he's been involved in. And here's the other dynamic. Whoever the investigator was from the inspector's office needs to now be investigated too.